Hey Code Raider. So in this video, we're going to talk about the solution architecture or the technology stack that I'm looking to use for the coderaiders.com website. So really cool stuff. The first thing I want to do is take a look here on the left-hand side. So you can see here where I've got the actual solution architecture that I'm looking to implement. So on the front end, I want to use React. And a lot of people might say, well, for something like this, why don't you just use, Solid.js or one of these new JavaScript frameworks, etc. And the answer is because they're not really fully proven yet in terms of doing server-side rendering. When building web applications and now even websites, I really like using JavaScript. I like using JavaScript because it's very good for the user experience. It's very interactive. There's a lot more flexibility if I want to make things interactive, or if I want to just inject an app into the website that I have an idea for, it's very easy to do that. And React is very much proven. There's a lot of support for it. There's a lot of different libraries for it, etc. But the real reason I'm using React is because I need something that will be good for server-side rendering. And Next.js is obviously built to work with React, and it does that very well. I really did want to use Solid.js for this project, but I've actually decided not to do that because it just, from a server-side rendering, working with Express, etc., I just want to get something up and going, and I don't really have time to sit and figure out, how to get all of that working together very well. Really what I want to do is just have something robust that's going to enable me to do a lot of blog posts, podcast posts, tutorials, etc. On the actual site. And so Next.js is proven to be able to do this and to be able to do it quite well, working with MDX. So you can see the podcast and the tutorial side. This will essentially be where people can go and get material, not have to go through entire courses, etc., and just do that. In terms of hosting, probably I'll just use Vercel. I've used Heroku in the past. AWS is definitely an option, but you can't really beat Vercel's pricing. And I think for what I'm going to offer on this website, which I'll get into in more detail, it's going to more than cover what I need. And it's designed to make the server-side part, or at least the APIs, because Next.js allows you to actually interact with APIs and easily create those APIs. It actually makes those serverless. So it's a really cool idea. It's something that I think is really good. The downside to that, what people don't tell you, is that you're limited to like a certain file size, right? So if you're doing anything really big and advanced, then you'll have to look at either AWS for hosting if you're using Next.js, or I actually just used Heroku on the Crypto Wizards project because it was so much easier to manage and maintain. From a payments perspective, the one thing I know for sure is if you're going to create things that people are going to pay for, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing here as well, then you need to accept more than one form of payment. So here I'm going to have PayPal, Stripe, and I am going through the process right now of BitPay because I want to accept crypto as well. Why not? I have people asking me for that all the time. I've probably lost thousands of dollars on my other side for not accepting crypto. So I'm trying to get that, underway. In terms of database management and also S3 storage or file storage, I used Supabase now on the new version of Crypto Wizards, which I'm building still. And I have to say, I'm actually blown away by how good and easy it is. Like before I was creating Postgres databases and, I cut my teeth on MySQL, etc. I've worked with GraphQL in the past. But this uses a Postgres database. It also offers storage, and it works so well for web applications. So if I was doing like a mobile application, I probably wouldn't use this. I would use Firebase or some other alternative. But I really, really, really like not having to run a separate server that manages the API and the database, etc. Because all of this is just going to be done on one on one host, on one post sort of thing, on one upload, I should say. The database, etc., this is all third-party managed. And my experience in working with it is it's so much easier to just do rapid fire testing, get things up and running. And I haven't got hundreds of millions of users. I really don't need something which is like state of the art, can scale to the moon. If I have that problem, great. I'll hire somebody to then build that in the future, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. So that's ready to talk about the solution sort of architecture or the intention of it. Really, what are we talking about in terms of the product? Homepage, about page, contact page, and for signing up. I'm not going to make this right now a paid membership whole thing, because honestly the integration to do that with payment providers is a giant pain in the ass. Number one, I just want something up and running, and I also don't have anything that is ready for people to pay for. Even to support the channel, there's really not much value, if any value, that's being given here on the YouTube channel right now. So the whole point is just to get something up and running and focus on the quality of the content, to even look at the SEO, really work with YouTube, and to do a lot more teaching to improve my style of teaching. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get paid for doing something, you need to be skilled and do it well. So I need to cross that bridge first. So this is it. This is the current solution architecture. Let's see how we go. And until the next one, shut up and code.